Coming up on News Desk, 1 killed, 2 injured after robbers raid Wale Wale village. We have details. President Akufo-Addo's government to know its fate on the 2022 budget as both the minority and majority MPs brace themselves for vote on policy document. We'll tell you why the stakes are so high in today's vote. And big day at the 2021 National Science and Maths Quiz as 3 schools prepared to make history at the grand finale. We hear from contestants from the contestant schools, Presec Keta Senior High Technical School and Prempeh College, who all say they are doing everything humanly possible to carry the day. There's also business and sport. I'm Israel. Do stay tuned in.
Hi, this is Lexus Bill, host of Drive Time on Joy 99.7 FM. Listen, you don't have to worry if you miss Drive Time or Personality Profile. It's going to be live on our podcast page. Just log on to www.myjoyonline.com/podcast. You can listen to Drive Time, Personality Profile, and any other of your favorite shows on Joy FM on that page. You don't have to miss a show at all. Joy 99.7 FM, radio for discerning listeners.
Now, 6 armed men believed to be robbers have killed 1 person and injured 3 others in a robbery attack on several shops at Iyama near Wale Wale in the northeast region. The gunmen were said to have arrived on motorbikes and started shooting in the village center before targeting and robbing 2 mobile money vendors and a phone shop. Eyewitnesses in the community tell JoyNews both the deceased, identified as 38-year-old Bugri Moro, and the other injured victims were hit by stray bullets as they attempted to flee the scene of the attack following the indiscriminate firing by the robbers. The attack has thrown the entire community into a state of shock and mourning, while some of the residents are accusing the police of failing to protect them and threatening to take matters into their own hands. Ilyasu Tanko has more.
This shop, Sontaba Enterprise, is probably the most popular and busiest shop here in Yama, one of the neglected communities about 30 kilometers from Wale Wale in the West Mamprisi municipality. They sell mobile phones, credit cards, and at the same time conduct mobile money services here. It was the first shop targeted when armed men launched a robbery assault in the village, which resulted in the death of a male resident and the injuries of 2 others on Wednesday night. JoyNews has learned a number of customers were inside the shop when the attack occurred. Ali Tolata was one of them, but he was lucky to have escaped the attack unhurt.
When we hear the gunshot, so we step outside to see what happened. So immediately we step outside. We saw them coming in. 2 of them ran into the room. So I take one direction and also take that way, one direction. So immediately when I was to pass, they even caught me and I escaped. So I ran away and he also ran away. So we were there crying for help, but we couldn't get because they're firing everywhere.
Eyewitnesses and victims say the 6 armed gang arrived on 3 motorbikes and began to fire indiscriminately to scare the villagers before looting the shops. Mohammed Buhari is the owner of the shop. He was also caught up in the attack, but he too successfully fled the scene unharmed.
2 was outside shooting the guns, so everybody ran away, leaving them here. So they shoot them, come inside, they pick all the phones we are selling here and the money that was inside the room. They pick everything, and 1 phone, we are using that phone for mobile money registration. And they pick that one too. The money, I can say 5,000 going, and the phones, as you can see here, all was full. So they picked everything, leaving only this one, and this ones they ran and that one's fall. That's why we are able to get that one.
Some eyewitnesses also said there was chaos during the attack as people ran for their lives while the robbers operated uninterruptedly from one shop to another. Joshua Wuni operates an over-the-counter chemical store at the scene of the attack. He was in his store when the robbers arrived and witnessed the entire operation.
I was trying to come out, but the time that I was trying to come out, if I come out, they will shoot me. So I hide inside that store. But then I was afraid. I can't even come out. The way they were firing the warning shots, it was not easy. Even today, can't you see that some of the stores are locked? We are afraid. We don't even know when they will be coming back. Ghana police, they have to help us.
Some mobile money vendors and shop owners in the community say the attack, although not the first, has renewed their fears and asked the police to set up a checkpoint on the road or build a police station in the community.
I'm totally afraid. I can't even do one transaction. From when they just hear sound and they said armed robbers, I left the shop. I ran away with my boys. We couldn't come back. Even up to date, we couldn't do every single transaction. We don't know where to find our transaction phones. We threw them away and ran for our life. No security were there to protect us.
Some of the residents are also accusing the police of failing to protect them and have indicated their readiness to form vigilante groups to protect themselves. So what is the essence of the police if they cannot protect us? And if that is the case, they should allow us to come out with our weapons to protect ourselves. The victims, according to the residents, were hit by bullets from the indiscriminate firing of the guns by the robbers. The deceased has since been buried while the wounded were still being treated. The robbers fled after the operation, leaving behind one motorbike before the police could arrive. The motorbike has since been detained by the community members after they refused to hand it over to the police. The police in the municipality said an active manhunt was underway to track down the perpetrators. Ilyas Sutanko reporting.
And we're hoping that we'll get back to the police to get to understand exactly what the situation is right now and what they're doing to apprehend the robbers. But moving on, contestants in the grand finale of this year's National Science and Maths Quiz are sharpening their speed and accuracy for the contest. They believe the team with these qualities stand the best chance of winning the day. Presbyterian Boys SHS, Prempeh College and Keta SHCS are the schools battling for the ultimate prize. Here's a wrap of the contest so far, put together by NSMQ correspondent Manuel Kurante.
Sights and sounds from the month-long journey of the 2021 National Science and Maths Quiz. 135 high schools across the country set out for the trophy and the bragging rights. But some of them began bragging when they were yet to secure the right.
We want to meet Presec, PC, OWAS. You all stand out. We are coming with a great force. You calculate attention for them.
We don't fear them. Like we know that we won already, so this is a cheap match for us.
The joke over here. We are not a Bismarck the Joker or basketman.
Okay, Chemu is not a match. We are going to win hands down. Okay, we trust our boys, and then we know that yes, everything we didn't learn. We didn't learn. Of course, we were just playing game. Our boys, they were just playing game.
This is not our first time of getting to an 8. It was just recently that we came down a little bit, but we are back, and I am personally back.
From 135 to 81 to 27 to 9 and then to the final 3 schools, heartbreaks became a daily dose for losing schools.
This really depressed me. I'm really depressed. So Charlie, we are the best, but as we came here, Charlie, we really flop over here, but Charlie. Next time we are coming with the best team.
Honest opinion, I think we can't. We don't understand. They are all shocked. Look at their faces. It's like a dream to us. We've been trolling Boche all this while for being eliminated this early, and we're eliminated by Chemu SHS. Come on.
We're not expecting this. Bro.
Come on. It's the biggest upset you can have. But where are you coming from? I come from Cape Coast. Hey, all the way from Cape Coast.
It's not a matter of we couldn't stand the might. They are not better than us. We did well, but I think we didn't have our day. That was so happy.
At round 2 with 6 points there, I don't think we can do something.
Then the Giant Slayers took their place. Sunrise SHS, Tamale SHS and Chemu SHS were all at the table.
It's an easy task. We know we had nothing to worry about since Achimo that they are juniors. We haven't beaten them. It's not anything new, so we have to rest. Yesterday we slept. We know we had nothing to do today, so we slept. But they did well because they gave us some small tough time. But anyway, good job. They did well. You can tell they did well.
You also knew you were going to beat Augustine?
Yes, please. Because we have actually done it before. And so we knew that...
You've done it before, when?
Yes, please, during one of our trials.
Okay.
But we still had a conviction that there were people we could beat at the end. Yes.
This is the first time the competition is being hosted in Kumasi, having been held in Accra since it started in 1994. And schools in the host city were bent on winning.
This year's host and win, no. It's in the Ashanti region. We are KWESI, and then we have KWESI SHS.
For OT, we have a massive support because Kumasi is our own. For the past year that we have been in Accra, most of our old students are not based in Accra. That's why when we go, we don't do well and we come back. But this year, as you are doing it to Kumasi there, I can assure you, OT, we are coming in numbers.
But as the boys were separated from the men, the real contenders emerged. In the end, defending champions and six-time winners Presec Legon and captains of the host and win agenda Prempeh College will come face-to-face with the first-time finalist Keta SHTS in what is not just a battle of schools, but a battle of regions.
Just like servants look to the hand of their master, you are looking to Jehovah for a victory. Oh, you are used to this. It's part of the game, it's part of the competition.
The name of the school doesn't matter. The most important thing is the question coming out from the quiz mistress's mouth.
Well, what will happen in the finals is God's will. And if you will say that we should win by even 20 points, we are winning by 20 points in Jesus' name. Amen. But the most important thing is that by His grace we will win.
Manuel Kranting, JoyNews, Kumasi.
Yes. Hidden.
3 tetramethyl-butane.
You are right.
Well, ahead of today's contest, Naya Juma has been monitoring the preparation of the finalists and filed this report.
Zolali, the eagle of Keta, flies high into the grand finale of the National Science and Maths Quiz. The team is already making history as they power their school into the finals of the competition for the first time. Ahead of the contest, these young heroes are finalizing preparation for the biggest day in the competition.
Because for how we've prepared from home, back at home, all the preparations that we used to do, all the nights we didn't sleep, I know that God will bless our efforts and then we'll be able to grab the trophy to the voters.
Before we came here, we were fully prepared and ready for everything that will take place here. So mentally we were prepared, physically, spiritually. So we were ready for everything that took place.
We just asked them to continue praying for us and that we are bringing a trophy to Keta come Friday.
Thank you. Lord, to the amount 4 of Prempeh College is key to annexing the 5th trophy in the National Science and Maths Quiz. For many in the host region, Ashanti region, the boys of Sofoline will have to live up to expectation of hosting and winning the competition. The young men walk into the finals with the highest point of 67 in the semi-finals. In final preparation for the contest, old contestants of the school have extended support to the team. As they cross their T's and dot their I's, these young men are aware of the weight they carry on their shoulders.
We are doing our personal revisions, working on our accuracy and speed, because we know all those to be meeting in the finals are also champions from the various regions. And then they too have been getting higher marks, 70s, 60s, and then they too have managed to get to the finals, and that's a very top notch. So we are doing our very best, and we know that God will also compliment us too. We would be very glad if all Americans would be supporting us in this host and win program too. And then we also know that God would help us with this host and win program too, because since the program is taking place in Kumasi, at least the trophy has to stay than going back to Accra again or to Volta.
I'd like to say that we should trophy, they expect the best from us. And we are hoping to win the nationals. That's the grand finale on Friday.
Until 2020, Presbyterian Boys SHS talked about winning the 6th trophy in the competition. The defending champions today say we are 7-11 God in anticipation of the 7th win. In their 1/8 and quarterfinals, they won their contest by 71 and 70 points respectively, indicating the desire to win the 7th. Contestants are promising to give their best on the day.
Well, what will happen in the finals is God's will. And if you will say that we should win by even 20 points, we are winning by 20 points in Jesus' name. Amen. But the most important thing is that by His grace we win.
I would agree with Joe on what he said. We are very grateful to God for all He has done for us, all the contests He has taken us to. And we are expecting that God will take us to an expected end.
Are you ready to be a record holder for Presbyterian Boys in high school and also in the history of the National Science and Maths Quiz?
By God's grace, yes.
The bell and the quiz mistress, Professor Elsie Efa Kaufman, await the contestants in the grand finale of the 2021 National Science and Maths Quiz at the Great Hall of KNUST Kumasi. May the best school win. From KNUST for JoyNews, Nana Ojima reporting.
Indeed, may the best school win. Meanwhile, the only female contestant in the grand finale of the National Science and Maths Quiz believes expanding female participation in the quiz requires an increased interest in science education. Francisca Lamini of Keta Senior High Technical School feels that increasing female involvement is the only way to ensure the girls win the competition. She hopes to assist the team in winning this year's quiz to motivate others, especially those at the basic level. Nana Ajima caught up with her ahead of the final contest this afternoon.
2.24 times 10 to the power -5. Yes.
That's Francisca fulfilling a childhood dream of participating in the National Science and Maths Quiz.
That was when we finished BEC 2018 and I was watching Kita School NSMQ. They were in the semi-finals and they were doing very well, but because of one or two things, they were not able to qualify. So that time, I promised to do my best to come to Keta Senior High School and then to contest for the school so that we win the trophy.
Francisca aspires to be a medical doctor. Ahead of the grand finale of the National Science and Maths Quiz, she is practicing with her male teammates. Qualifying the school to the finals of the competition for the first time is a feat for the school, but the young lady is not satisfied. Her dream is to win the trophy to motivate other females to take up interest in studying science and, most importantly, contesting in the quiz.
This is just to show that it's not only men who can do a lot of things that can reach higher heights, that the ladies can also do better than even the men. So we are all equal and we can all put up our best to do.
Francisca says she had to forgo sleep sometimes to get into the NSMQ team and compete at the highest level. Such sacrifices she expects all females to make as they seek similar opportunities.
What I want to tell them is that they shouldn't underestimate themselves, they should believe in themselves and then study very hard, work very hard, and with God, everything will be okay. If females have not been given that much opportunity to show what they can do, so when given the chance, I'm sure a lot of females will come up, and so we should just try and do our best, and then at the right time, everything will be okay.
From the KNUST campus for JoyNews, Nana Ojima reporting.
Right, and Maxwell Agwagba is joining us live from Ketasco for some reactions ahead of the final later today. Maxwell?
Yes, Israel, so we are live here at the Keta Senior High Technical School. There's a lot of excitement here. The feeling here is indescribable. Many of the students here say they're going to win this trophy for the Volta region for the very first time. And indeed, we know that the only lady, the only woman in this competition is coming from Keta Senior High Technical School. More than 20 years since the inception of the National Science and Maths Quiz, we've not had any girls' school winning the National Science and Maths Quiz. So if you have one lady in the competition from Keta Senior High Technical School, we are here in Keta Senior High Technical School, we need to do this for the affirmative action. And I'm doing this for Francisca Lamini, who is in the finals. So here's it. So for Francisca Lamini, yeah, relax, take your time, 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 take your time. Hello. Okay. And go. Let's speak to your teachers now. Let's find out what to expect in today's competition. Sir, you're welcome to JoyNews.
Thank you very much.
Tell me about the excitement. You can see the excitement here already. We came here and we met this, and it looks like it's not stopping anytime soon. Yeah. It's going to continue till 6 p.m.
Yeah.
How excited are you that Ketasco has made it for the first time?
Very, 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 very. We've been yearning for this. We've been yearning for this for years. Now we are there, and I'm sure something will happen today.
Okay.
I'm very sure that something will happen today. Yes.
So is Ketasco going to break the jinx for the Volta region? Is Ketasco going to win this trophy for the first time for the Volta region?
That is what we are expecting. We must win to set a record that although we are so-called underdogs, we can make it.
Okay.
Yes.
Tell me, what will this victory mean to you guys from Keta Senior High Technical School, Jolalians? What will this victory mean for you guys?
Supernatural victory. This is a supernatural victory.
Yeah. You're competing against 6-time champions, Pesek Legon. They're looking forward to. They want to make it 7, right? Prempeh College, they've won it 4 times. They want to win it for the 5th time.
Yes.
How sure are you that you're going to win this?
Because they also started.
One at a time. One at a time. Yeah.
You said we are competing against 6-time champions, and I'm saying they also started. It was they became champions first before they moved to the 2nd, 3rd, and gradually to the 6th. So definitely we're also going to win this one.
We want to speak to some of the girls. Like I mentioned, Francisca Lamini is she's the only lady. She's the only lady in the grand finale of the National Science and Maths Quiz. We want to speak to more of the ladies here at Keta Senior High Technical School. Let's find them wherever they are. Yes, we've done enough of the boys. Let's speak to the ladies. Hello, please do not interrupt the ladies, yeah? Your colleague, Francisca Lamini. Hello. Your colleague, no, I'm talking to the girls, just the girls. Your colleague, Francisca Lamini, is in the finals. Tell me, what kind of joy does it bring to you that she's the only girl in the finals?
Oh,
We feel happy. We feel very, very happy. She's the only girl among them. We feel happy. We feel happy. Jalali! We feel happy. She's the only girl among them. We feel happy. We are really, really happy. She's the only one among them contesting. We feel happy. Jalali! Jalali!
We want to tell her that she shouldn't lose hope at all because we are standing firm at her back. So she should continue to be strong and be strong in that. And I'm sure that she'll surely win. So she shouldn't lose hope.
And also to tell her that what a man can do, a woman can do far, 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 far better.
Any message for Francisca? Any message? Any message?
We are very grateful. We are very grateful to her because she learns very hard. She's in my dorm. So we pray very hard that she bring the trophy to the house. So we thank her very much.
Yes. So now we want to do the last song. Yeah? We want to do the last song. So let's do the last song. Okay, so there's actually a sub-jammer group. There's a sub-jammer group happening here. Okay.
Explain. Make a camera. Oh, sir.
Well, this is what is happening at Keta Senior High Technical School here in Keta. Like I mentioned, Francisca Lamini, who is from Keta Senior High Technical School, comes from this school. She's the only girl in the grand finale. And we know more than 20 years since the National Science and Maths Quiz started, we've not had any girls' school winning the trophy. If she's in the grand finale, we need to do this for affirmative action. And that is exactly what I'm doing here. Yes, Jolali.
All right, thank you very much, Maxwell Agbagba, bringing us this update from Keta SHTS. And yes, we wish them all the best. Now, in other news, the Kufuor government is expected to know its fate on the 2022 budget later this morning. The debates on the budget, which began on Tuesday, witnessed drama, intense exchanges from both sides of the political divide. But the tempo is expected to go up a little higher today, with the minority threatening to subject the approval of the policy document to a vote. But the majority caucus has also assured of its readiness to match the NDC MP's vote for vote, paving the way for more drama during the accompanying vote. Minority Leader Haruna Idrisu and the Majority Chief Whip Frank Anodompreh since have drawn the battle lines ahead of today's conclusion of the budget debate. My colleague Parker Wilson joins us on Zoom with more. Now, Parker, what exactly have the minority and majority leaders been saying ahead of today's decision on the budget? So we will take a break and then we'll come back to you with that connection.
What's up, guys? My name is Sammy Forson, host of the Weekend City Show and Ignition right here on Joy 99.7 FM. Well, anytime you happen to be busy and you miss out on your favorite shows right here on Joy FM, here's what you can do. Log on to myjoyonline.com/podcast. Just go on there and you'll find all your shows on demand 24/7. There you can catch up. Remember, Joy FM remains your radio for discerning listeners.
Right, so we're returning to our earlier story where the Kufuor government is expected to know the fate of the 2022 budget later this morning. The debate on the budget, which began on Tuesday, witnessed drama and intense exchanges from both sides of the political divide. But the tempo is expected to go up a little higher today, with the minority threatening to subject the approval of the policy document to a vote. Now let's join KWESI Parker Wilson, this time on phone. Hello, Parker Wilson. So what exactly have the minority and majority leaders been saying ahead of today's decision or vote on the budget?
The day many Ghanaians are waiting for to see whether indeed the minority will marshal forces to reject the 2022 budget by the government, or let's actually say the Kufuor administration. Now, last night, just before Parliament adjourned for sitting this morning, the minority leader himself, Haruna Idrisu, served notice to the Speaker that today he would push for a vote on the budget. And this is something that the minority has decided. But shortly after that, the majority chief whip, that is Frank Anodompreh, also indicated to the Speaker that, well, his side of the House would also ensure that they have all their members in the chamber to match the NDC, boot for boot, in terms of the vote. So it appears that today, both the majority and the minority are ready to ensure that they push through with the budget. And you know, Israel, that the majority has been very consistent that this is a Jinkwa budget, and that is a budget for hope, and is a budget that will address all the concerns of the ordinary Ghanaian. While the minority also believe that this budget will further impose hardship on the ordinary Ghanaian. John Jinapo is there with me. He's the ranking on the Energy and Mines Committee. And I should say that the minority just came out for a caucus meeting. And the meeting, I don't know what happened there, but we do understand that this meeting essentially is to take a decision, a firm decision on the budget today. John, thank you very much for your time. Quickly, today, what should we expect from the minority?
No, certainly, the leadership will be closing their debate. Also, we expect the minority leader and the majority leader to give their closing session as far as the budget is concerned. After which, we expect the speaker to put the question, right, whether we approve or reject of the budget or policy statements. And like I said, we'll just finish our caucus meeting. Right.
Do you know what happened in the caucus meeting?
We had a very fruitful discussion.
The decision was to what?
The decision is to stand with the people of Ghana and serve the people of Ghana and ensure that the people of Ghana are not impoverished, they do not suffer, and they do not see an exacerbation of their already precarious situation. And so, after the minority leaders' concluding remarks, I'm sure that they will sum up our position during the debate. Thank you.
I see. So, Israel, that's the position from the minority. It's clear. They have re-emphasized the point that today we subject the budget to a vote. And so that is what we should expect. More tempo, more drama, more excitement in the chamber. And we promise our viewers that we're going to bring them blow-to-blow account of everything that happens within the chamber today.
Now, KWESI Parker-Wilson, you have been following the proceedings, and if this is going to go to a vote, considering the hung nature of Parliament, how likely is it that it will pass?
Well, Israel, for now, what we know is that 2 members of the majority are not within the jurisdiction. We understand that the Kennedy Japan is not in the jurisdiction, and also the Minister for Gender, Adrasafo, is also not in the jurisdiction. So it appears they already have 2 shots down, or the minority has a bit of upper hand. So at the end of the day, if the situation should pertain, what it means is that the Akufo-Addo budget for the year 2022 is likely to be rejected by the minority. And what it means is that the government would have to go back and prepare a new budget and bring it to Parliament for a review or consideration. So that is the information we are picking up within the sources within the minority caucus. So let's wait and see how it pans out, whether indeed the minority would, succumb to the appeal from the majority to ensure that at least they raise revenue and implement their vision for the development of this country for the year 2022.
Right. But Parker, for the minority to have their way, they would also have to ensure that all their members are available. Do they have all their members available?
Well, I'm told that most of the minority members are in Ghana. Some of them, though, are not within Accra. We understand about 4 or 5 of them left Accra. That was on Wednesday, to somewhere in the northern region. We don't have any information as to whether they are on the way back into the chamber. But what we know is that the minority has whipped in line all their members. They've asked all of them to return to the chamber today, because today is the big day for the minority. So it's expected that we'll have the full house from the minority side of the house, 137 members of the NDC in the chamber today. That is the expectation, unless something really happens. But until then, we know that 137 NDC MPs will be in the chamber. And I should say that as I speak to you, I only see NDC MPs within the chamber. I'm yet to see any member of the NPP in the chamber, but I can count about 10 NDC MPs currently in the chamber. And as you mentioned, as you heard from John Jinapo, the minority is poised and ready to ensure that the 2022 budget presented by the finance minister is rejected, largely because of the imposition of the e-levy and also the issue about 15% charges of government fees and revenue. While more of the minority members are coming in, Kujata Blackhouse and Richard Rawlings, they're all coming into the chamber. I am yet to see any NPP MP within the chamber.
All right, thank you very much, KWESI Parker-Wilson. It is looking quite like the showdown that we saw during the vote for Speaker. And we will be bringing you all the proceedings live here on the Joy News channel, so do stay tuned in. But in other news, government has approved an amount of 43 million Ghana cedis to the Ghana Veterinary Medical Association following this year's pathogenic avian influenza, which was detected in the Greater Accra region, Volta region, and the Central region. The disease affected over 600,000 farm animals and imposed significant hardship on farmers. Deputy Agric Minister Mohamed Tuferu says this amount will be disbursed soon. Sarah Mensah has more on this report.
Cabinet has approved over 43 million Ghana cedis to the Agric Ministry to be allocated to the Ghana Veterinary Medical Association to support their service delivery following the recent outbreak of the avian flu virus. Deputy Minister for Food and Agriculture, Alhaji Mohamed Hadi Tuferu, said this during the association's 46th and 47th Annual General Meeting and 23rd Congress in Accra. The minister says part of the money will be used to compensate farmers who lost their farms during the breakdown of the avian flu virus by vehicles and 1,000 beds for farmers.
The amount that has been approved is 43 million, excess of 43 million, let me say 43 million plus Ghana cedis that has been approved by Parliament. And the money is ready and the process to recruit the staff, the veterinary process is underway. Part of the money is to be used to compensate the farmers who have lost their farms as a result of the outbreak of the bird flu. Part of the money is going to be used to pay compensation. Part of the money is also going to be used to procure those vehicles. And then the remaining, we have done some work. Minister has, through engineering, is going to make savings out of the money, and he will use it to buy birds, about 100,000 birds, to support those farmers who have lost their farms, so that those birds can be sold to some at a highly subsidized price to support the ready for food and jobs.
Senior lecturer at the School of Veterinary Medicine, Richard Sue Iri, who represented the president of the Ghana Veterinary Service, says this is good news from the government, but they should not wait for situations like this to happen before they come to their aid. They should be given the necessary support when they need them.
It's good news, but we all know this is a process. It's a process, and I believe, and you have even heard, they are going ahead to procure logistics like vehicles. That is very, very good. But it should not be so, as at the end of a speech I made the remark. It should not be so. We shouldn't wait for this to happen before they move in. But all the same, it's very good news. You are seeing how fast they are fast-track the whole process. 28 vets within the few weeks are already, and I've met some of them physically. They have been posted, not only giving the employment, they have been posted to the various districts to take action. So that is very good news. I'm very impressed.
Earlier this year, the highly pathogenic avian influenza was detected in the Greater Accra region, Volta region, and Central region that affected 600,000 farm animals, where 6,000 birds died naturally and 4,500 have been killed as part of surveillance and disease control management.
We're taking a break now on News Desk to bring you business news. Stay tuned in.
Hello, my name is Evans Mensah, and you can relive all the fun and excitement on Top Story, Newsnight, and of course, Ghana Connect via podcast. All you need to do is to log on to my Joy Online/podcast. Search for your favorite show and relive the moment. Joy 99.7 FM, your radio for discerning listeners.
Hello, welcome to Business. My name is Darryl Kwao. As part of Talo Ghana's commitment to develop and support growth of local companies to attain international standards in the marine sector, the oil exploration firm has commissioned the MV Flat Confidence. This is the first Ghanaian-owned, Ghanaian-flagged marine vessel to support offshore activities in the oil and gas industry here in Ghana. The historical commissioning was done at the port of Takoradi following the successful offshore vessel inspection database testing a fortnight ago. Correspondent Natalia Kwanzaa has come through with this report.
Ghana Limited identified an opportunity to help local businesses to partner it in fulfillment of its local content policy by way of its shared prosperity agenda. Today, that company is a locally Ghanaian-owned company with the first of its kind to ownership and to have 100% Ghanaian crew on board. This is a great effort towards the achievement of the local content policy. The MV Flat Confidence was acquired by Flat Sea Marine Offshore Limited, following a long-term contract granted by Talu Ghana to the company that enabled them to raise finances to procure the vessel. Deputy Managing Director for Talu Ghana, Cynthia Lumo, is optimistic of the fortunes of Flat Confidence.
This particular vessel has been equal to any other vessel of its nature as far as international standards are concerned. So in respect of the anchor support, the emergency support, the supply support, the support of the CAM buoy operations, all of that will continue. Able to provide these services for Jubilee and 10 services, but as necessary, as required. Any other vessel in the oil and gas industry offshore that requires their services, they should be able to support.
The 71-meter long and 19-meter wide vessel will be operational in the western region of Ghana and will support the work of Talu Ghana's 2 FPSOs, Kwame Nkrumah and John Evans Attamills, over the years. Talu and its partners have succeeded in empowering and supporting Ghanaian businesses to participate in the oil and gas industry.
Now, the Ministry of Fisheries and Aquaculture Development has begun distribution of fish feed to institutions and fish farmers in aquaculture development in the central and western regions. Fisheries and Aquaculture Development Minister Mavis Hawa-Kumsin says the support for the institutions and the farmers is to shore up the fish stock in the country and also serve as a source of employment for young people. Handing over the fish to officials of the Ankafo maximum prisons, the minister prevailed on the authorities to train the inmates in aquaculture development. Here's more from Richard Kojunyako.
The Fisheries and Aquaculture Development Minister with her team was at the Jumakun, Ekumfi, and finally made her last stop at the Ankafo Maximum Security Prisons, where the authorities have initiated an aquaculture development project aimed at supporting the feeding of the inmates and also offer the inmate training on how it's done. The minister, Mavis Hawa-Kumsin, was delighted that the vision of aquaculture development was on course and urged institutions and individuals to get on board because government would support them on that endeavor.
The marine stock is depleted, so what do? We need to restock it, but it's not like we can do that of the aquaculture. We cannot get fingerlings into the marine water. We only allow the water, the sea, to be there to recover on its own. So when we say jobs, aquaculture in food and jobs, it tells you that not only for the food, but for the job, but for you to also have something to do, you need capital from somewhere. And government is willing to do it. We are not only supporting the institutions like schools, prisons, and then churches, but even individuals who are willing, when they do it and they come to us for guidance and support, we give it to them. But the only thing is when we give you for the first one, after the first cycle, and it's ready for harvest, you harvest and sell, you get your money, that ends between us. We'll only be giving you extension officers because giving you the starter and it's ready and you sell it, it means you have something at hand.
She prevailed on the prison authorities to ensure that the inmates are trained on the production of fish because government would support them when they are out of prison with such an enterprise.
They are here for reforms, and for them to be reformed, then they need to also get something to learn so that when they go out there, they can fit into the society. They will not go and depend on family members, friends, and then they will become issues for people. But when they have something to do at hand and they get out there on their own, they can organize to do the fish farming.
And that's all for business. Sports is coming up next.
Hello, my name is Nathaniel Atto.
You can catch up with all the fun and inspiration on the Joy Sports link here on Joy 99.7 FM, together with all other shows over and over again. It's very simple. All you need to do is go to myjoyonline.com/podcast and relive all of those fun moments over and over again. Joy 99.7 FM, your radio for discerning listeners.
Right, so time for sports here on News Desk, and Muftar has joined me. Good morning to you, Muftar.
Good morning, Izzy.
So we have a number of EPL matches coming up
Yes.
this weekend, and Manchester United especially. They will
the
have
top
to,
liner.
Yeah.
Against Chelsea.
They're having to go into this match with the interim coach.
There's a possibility that there will be a new manager at the dugout. Just this morning, reports from England had indicated that the Home Affairs are yet to give him a
That's the issue.
permit. Yes.
Yeah.
So at this
but
point,
even if he comes in, will he be?
But his ideas actually is what will play the match. So he can throw in his ideas into
So probably
the
join
man in
by
charge.
Zoom
Yes.
or what?
No, so what would happen is that he would tell the man on the touchline what to do. I remember a couple of years ago when Jose Mourinho was given a stadium ban. He was communicating with his assistants via phone and all that. So I think that the new coach will be the man who would handle this match, though he will not be on the touchline if they are not able to secure his work permit as soon as possible. But at the moment, it appears he's in charge.
Okay, but then Chelsea was actually hoping that they were going to play this with Ole at the wheel.
Yes, most Chelsea fans were actually talking about that. Yeah. They actually wanted Chelsea to play Man U before Ole gets fired, but their wish failed. So at this moment, they will have to go and face a team that I think following that win over Villarreal, they'll be motivated.
Stronger. Okay.
And especially coming up against a team like Chelsea, you're always going to be motivated.
On Facebook about these about the contests that are coming up, and there are a number of people who come and saying that they are investors and the investors should be allowed to take part of the game. Essentially, they want to bet on the National Science and Maths quiz.
That's quite an interesting conversation. And I've seen that happen on social media.
That's happening in sports. Yes. And they're hoping that
they want to go into a National Science and Maths quiz. I don't think that the integrity of the National Science and Maths quiz should be allowed to be questioned by these betting institutions. Most of these betting companies have got a way of manipulating the outcome of results, and this is going to be very, very... I'm not in support of allowing betting institutions to have the Science and Maths quiz on for people to come and place bets on it. I'm not in support of that.
Right, that's just by the by. But thank you very much, Muftar. And that's it for News Desk. And do stay tuned for the rest of our programs. We have Parliament coming up. That vote, that all-important vote on the 2022 budget, we'll be bringing you live coverage, plus the National Science and Maths Quiz Grand Finale. Do stay tuned in. Have a wonderful day on this show live.